Back with our Britain 1910 campaign and Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. At the end of the last episode, one of our battleships had just prevailed over one of the German battleships, and it was enough of a tonnage shift with their loss of that battleship that we were able to put Germany into blockade, and the German government made their first offer of a peace, essentially surrendering, if you will. Did not accept that, primarily because the blockade hadn't happened yet, and I was curious to see if the blockade would, and it did. We pressed on into March, and one of our other battleships, the HMS Albemarle, has been ambushed by 4 German destroyers in the middle of the North Sea. So we will have to deal with that. They are to the east. The German destroyers are above 30 knots. They will be able to catch us. Already taking fire from this direction. They can see us already. So what we're going to do, we're going to turn away. Not in an effort to outrun them, but simply to slow their closure rate as they try to get up to us and give us more time to destroy them. Or they can achieve torpedo fire destination. Take them a while to get up and be able to pickle off some fish. The first destroyer in line has already taken sufficient damage. He's peeled. That's kind of smart. Alright. Next in line. Very good accuracy, especially on these small targets with the 14 inches. But when one connects, man. It's not like we have anything bigger to shoot at with them either, so. Okay. Y'all still coming? Next, please. This is our next customer. Haven't actually identified any of this yet. Morning, cloudy, gentle breeze. Yeah. Not the best possible conditions, certainly not the worst either. was the first damage we've taken this battle. The previous 3 hits were either blocks or ricochets. Done. I'd say that destroyer ambush was pretty decisively repelled. I'm not feeling any particular need to head back and chase down that last destroyer. As soon as we get to 2.5 hours on the game clock, we should get a end battle option. And we do. Ambush defeated. 910 victory points for sinking 3 destroyers. And looks like medium damage, maybe, to the 4th. And light damage. Germany lost 2 transports. Remember, they're under blockade now. Germany created plans, some new designs, a Berlin-class light cruiser, a Prinz Wilhelm-class heavy cruiser, and a V-22 class destroyer. Seems pretty likely they are not going to have an opportunity to actually build any of those, even if they manage to lay any down. They did finish construction of another light cruiser, bringing their total to 11. Not enough to undo the blockade. On to April. No battles. I think that's all right. We did finish 2 more of our new light cruisers, High Flyer and Scout. We will move them up to a North Sea port. Plenty of room in Sunderland. Oh, and Howe is, her repair is done. Let's move Howe up as well. Both of those new ships coming in at cadet level. By now, though, Nottingham has at least managed to get up to green, along with Pearl. Latona green. Attentive actually is up to trained. Good for them. We're doing on our new armored cruisers. We're 6 months away now on those. They may not be needed. And the very light damage done in the ambush, Albemarle is also back into the fleet. Where is she, though? Albemarle. is in Sunderland. That's a fine place for her. That's fine. And all the battleships are in North Sea ports. Anybody else? Cochrane is in Liverpool. There's some room in Rosyth, but there's also a fair number of ships building there. Let's move Cochrane to Scapa Flow. On to May 1911. Well, head of the German Navy, excessive naval expenditures, so his government is unhappy with him. And once again, for the second time, the German Empire desperately asks for a peace treaty. Should we accept? We have the blockade in place. They are unlikely to be able to ever undo it. They've lost three capital ships in this war, and there's every prospect that they will lose more. The quality of our navy overall is upgrading. I think the king has made his point, and I believe I will advise the Prime Minister that peace would be fine with the Royal Navy. Just as we lose one transport. I doubt that is unlikely. I doubt that that is likely to change the Kaiser's mind. On to June. It should be peace. Not always. Sometimes you agree and the war continues anyway. It's not common, but I've seen it happen once or twice. Peace signed. As I'm sure anybody viewing probably knows, who's played the game at least, this bit here where you can like choose reparations in the form of, hey, give us some ships, or give us a province. None of this is operable. All right, I mean, I can choose, hey, give us the Bayern, give us the Thuringia. None of that's going to work. I have never seen, no matter how lopsided, you can wreck the entire enemy fleet. In the current stage of the campaign, I have never seen anything other than a minor victory. Yeah, see, 0 ships. I had 4 or 5 checkmarked there. Now this would be a lot more. And it's okay. It's a placeholder because this is where the campaign ends, and so getting ships from it or whatever would be irrelevant. In the future, when they've got that single longer campaign going, with multiple wars, multiple nations, periods of peace, this will become a significant factor of the end of a war, because that's not the end of the campaign. Okay, here we built, this is including the starter fleet. 10 battleships, 1 battlecruiser, 18 armored cruisers. The only ships we actually built during the campaign was, I think we got 6 of the new class of light cruiser actually into the fleet. We were building some battlecruisers, some battleships, a whole bunch of new CAs. Those were all still building, none actually completed. Lost 1 light cruiser along the way, and those are the German losses. Still fairly light. Given that we had auto-generated ships, some of which were simply not up to doing very much. Our light cruiser in particular was terrible. Our armored cruiser didn't look too bad. It just turned out that it was outclassed by the specific German design that it had to go up against quite a bit. So we had a fair number of pretty inconclusive battles there toward the beginning. And then things started to kind of swing in our favor. But I expected this campaign to go a little bit longer, and it could have. I could have kept refusing. But I'm kind of surprised we got to the Germans offering peace as quickly as we did. Very few transports lost on either side. Because the tonnage was fairly equal right at the very beginning, it got more in our favor. Then once we had the blockade started, I think we would have started seeing a lot more German transports starting to get sunk. Okay then. Well, that was it for this campaign, and wasn't that long. Not as long as I thought it would be. But there's an example of a way to play with auto-generated ships and kind of giving a little bit extra challenge. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.